Thank you for staying with us. Crime, corruption and unemployment seem to be the top three issues being raised by the public heading into the general election. This according to surveys from the North American Caribbean Teachers Association and constituency profiles conducted by different media houses across the country. Today, through the eyes of a former minister in the Ministry of Finance, we look at the bigger issue facing Trinidad and Tobago. Here's Rishi Harrynanan with today's Real Issue.
The latest poll conducted by the North American Caribbean Teachers Association shows a close battle between the Kamla Persad-Bissessar-led People's Partnership Administration and the Dr. Keith Rowley People's National Movement. According to published results, the main concern raised by the various constituents is the ability of either party to address issues such as crime, unemployment, corruption and health. However, while these concerns must be dealt with, former Minister in the Ministry of Finance Mariano Brown says it is surprising the order in which the public's issues are being raised.
We know that there's supposedly, if you want, a marginal constituency, the undecided, which is somewhere about 30-35%, somewhere between 30 and 40% on a rough number. But what was interesting is that the number of people that felt on those four issues, unemployment, crime, corruption, and infrastructure, that neither party was able to address. It ranged from a lower 40% to a higher 78%.
This, according to Mr. Brown, is interesting, as he believes the state of the economy should be put first.
Because it means that people from both camps are saying that neither the two parties that we are voting for or that we support are likely to handle this matter well. And that's what I think is the most interesting issue. So the things that are coming out of this, I noticed that the economy wasn't number one. And in fact, I think that the economy is one of the biggest issues that we have to face.
The former minister also raised serious questions about the ability of either administration to implement policies it sets. His suggestion: start conversations to treat with the matters at hand.
The country faces economy particularly, and particularly how we will handle our public service, the administration of the country. The biggest issue we've changed since 1986 to now. Every 5 years, literally almost every 5 years, we've changed the government. But we still have one critical issue: implementation. Implementation. And implementation again. So how are you going to solve that issue if we are structured the way we are? How are we going to address that? No party has addressed that at all.
As we head closer to the general election, different concerns will continue to be raised. However, one must keep in mind the real issues facing Trinidad and Tobago when heading to the polls on September 7th. I am Rishi Harrynanan, and that was another real issue facing Trinidad and Tobago.